adventure. Why do we seek it? And what truly is an adventure? Leslie Gulch is one of the more well-known destinations in Oregon, and you must see it. But there is so much more out there. For me, I seek adventure to push boundaries, to step out of my comfort zone, to feel alive and free. This is what we were looking for when we set out towards the area around Leslie Gulch, and this is exactly what we found. Some trips are more impactful than others. I'm Mike with Overland Scout. Come along and join us on this unforgettable journey. We set out from Rome, Oregon with full tanks of gas and hit the trail as the shadows grew long. There's something special about hitting the trail as the day draws short. The backcountry is quiet and there's a heightened sense of mysteriousness in the air. Trailmates. There's something great about having ride or die trailmates. Not only someone to share experiences out on the trail with, but someone to make you better. Here's a shout out to all the great trailmates. All right, guys, so check this out. I knew it was going to be cool. I wasn't expecting it to be this cool. Check this out. So the road, it dead ends right here. I thought it was going to be on top, but it actually continues all the way down. So it shows on the map dead ending, but it's a clear road all the way down. So we're going to follow it. But yeah, the sun's going down, and I'm glad we stopped here and came up over the mound. Just a phenomenal place. All right, guys, so on the map, it says that it dead ends right here, but it clearly keeps going, and I flew the drone down there, and it's a clear road all the way down. So we're gonna take it. It actually might continue up and up the other side. So we'll see. Here we go. keeps on going down. This road's not on the map either. So I always say, man, just go into an area that looks cool and just start taking every single road. You just never know what you're gonna find. I think this is gonna end up all the way down by the Waihi River. If I was a betting man here. I'm gonna stiffen up my shocks. So I like to go soft when we're doing open country and the rough roads, but I usually put it to 2 in the middle, a little bit stiffer. When we're kind of on a snow technical stuff. All right, I got my mid-level set pretty stiff, but it's not quite all the way on the hardest. That'll keep it from swaying. What do you think of this?
It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is pretty mind-blowing.
Nice and flat and smooth, too.
This is pretty mind-blowing. So, was not expecting this. The road dead-ended way up on top. And it comes all the way down to here. That's about to give way. Stuff on that. She's right here. Man, dude, I was not expecting this. I knew we were going to get into stuff like this. you know, throughout the weekend, but I wasn't expecting it right off the bat. What's that?
Flat and smooth, and you got the wind block, and you got the sensation of the view. We might have to designate this the best site in Oregon.
I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking that. I think it's.
I mean, if it's fucking hot, you can go down and swim.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could. I'm sure you could hike down this way. There's a animal trail right there. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a summertime. You could take that animal trail right there.
Here's how I do the tacos, cooking the meat. Right there. That's my taco seasoning from the Margaritas mix in Kansas City. I got chips and salsa and cheese and sour cream, and we forgot the tortillas, so we're gonna take chips, put them on a plate, layer some taco meat on top of them, and cheese and sour cream and salsa and stuff, and it's gonna be like nachos.
It was a long day in the saddle, traveling to Eastern Oregon and then onto the trail. After some dinner, we hit the sack and were excited about what was to come. This trip was already off to a good start. Trying to remember though why, and I think people use other gases over, you know, propane's like good for a lot of things, and then oh yeah, it's the
Jack Stack Kansas City barbecue, man. It's great seasoning. I put it on every kind of meat, and I put it on my vegetables, and then obviously my eggs too.
you know, like I wasn't, you know, getting false right after I went to bed, watching some downloaded YouTube stuff, Overland stuff, and then I just like, oh, I'm gonna check on her. So I lift up a little hood. She's just like out, like the heated. All right, hey, good morning, everybody. So yeah, slept really well last night, but it did get cold this morning. It's I think it was in the 20s, but it felt a lot colder. So the season is definitely changing. But yeah, just time to start bringing out all your cold weather gear, you know, heated vest, you know, gloves and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, so we came into the spot. We were actually intending to sleep up on top, but then there was a road and it dead ended on the map, but we just kept going for it, and it led it all the way down here. So phenomenal spot overlooking this side, and then on the other side too, down the canyon. So pretty amazing. So I was just doing some map recon. So the goal, it generally is going to be to travel here north on the west side of the Waihe River, and then just kind of make our way all the way north, and then onto the other side, and then down into Leslie Gulch. But I'm just looking at the map. There's so much here to explore. So I got the feeling that we're actually going to end up spending most of our time on this side, and we'll have to get over to Leslie Gulch some other time. But we'll see how it goes, wherever the road takes us. So it's still going to be a good one. Stick around, take you guys along. All right. That's so exciting. What? All right, guys, we're moving. That was an amazing spot. got a bunch of pictures and enjoyed a nice breakfast, and it was just a really good morning. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite spots. It wasn't crazy to get in here or anything like that, but it definitely, the location was really awesome. So I think that'd be a good spot to come back here in the summertime, because you can actually hike down. You can't bring your vehicle down there, but you can hike down. You can get probably all the way down to the river there. So we are moving, and yeah, we're just gonna keep heading north and trying every single road that looks interesting, and see if we can't find some more that aren't on the map, maybe. So, right, here we go.
When we were leaving the camp, and we got to that one point where you said, record some of this coming out, and we hit that spot where kind of hugging that side, and there's quite a bit of roll. Like, I think I hit 30 degrees on my gauge. Like, from what I could see on the dash, that video looks really awesome. Like, the amount of roll really shows in it, because you're in front of me moving, and I'm farther behind you and at a much stronger roll at that point, and you can really see it in the video.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think when I looked down, it was at like 27-ish.
All right, guys. So, yep, just made it to the little dead end roundabout area. And, you know, it's funny. I had no idea this existed. Just haven't been in this area. So I decided to plot a little route with a couple points, and just amazing. And I got the feeling we're going to end up staying on this side, just exploring everything and not actually getting over to Leslie Gulch. But incredible. All right, we're on the move again. That was an amazing spot. Mark that spot for a camp some other time in the future. We're just going to keep headed north and just keep trying every road that looks interesting. See how far we see what we can get into, and see how far we can get up north. All right, so we're turned off that main road there and headed down back into the canyon. So this road, it looks like it goes to an overlook. So we're going to check that out, and then it should circle back up to that main road, and we'll continue north. But yeah, it just looks amazing. So far, the only thing people we've seen out here have been either ranchers or hunters. There was a couple guys out. They had their side-by-side, so we just, you know, turned around. We didn't want to disturb their hunt. But yeah, that's the only people that have been out here. We're just, yeah, just going nice and easy over this open country. And it's been pretty, it's interesting, but it's just kind of slogging through the miles there. But then we just crested this hilltop here, and the view, amazing. So we're actually going to go down and then cut to the right here, which is to the east. And we're going to get down into the canyons, and then we'll have to come back this way that we just did. But then I think we're going to end up going around where that lake is over here. So we're going to cross through all those terrain over there. But man, just amazing. On our last trip in the best campsite in Oregon video, we got into a precarious situation on a shelf road, and we again find ourselves on another narrow and steep shelf road. It's hard to capture it on video, but this road was more narrow and steep with a roll factor consistently in the 20s. 100% doable, just takes getting back out and going for it to knock out the jitters.
I don't know, I think this view right here on this shelf road is better than the view on the best campsite.
I agree.
And it's definitely a steeper drop right at the edge of this road, more so than the other, you know, best campsite shelf road. It's just stunning though.
This road is way more stable though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're going on this road here. It looks like it might have a pretty gnarly shelf road on the other side. And there's another one that goes out this way. It's not on the map, but it probably stops up there on those hills. All right, guys, so we're down. Man, that was fun. That was a ton of fun. It's pretty steep. We had that one shelf road right off the start. We got 23, 24 degree roll on that, and you had like a foot before the drop. But that it was just much more stable than the best campsite in Oregon video. That stuff is, I think, that was in the 20s too, but that lava rock, man, is just so slick. So, I don't know, it's one of those things where on camera, you can't quite tell how difficult it is. I can tell you that that one is much more difficult than this one. Still gets the heart rate going, but yeah, and then the anticipation, right? Because you can look on the map and it looks like all these crazy switchbacks, so you don't know what you're getting into. So you're kind of just going into it, and it's one of those things where, you might be able to back up, but some of it you're committing to it. It's part of the adventure, but you also got to be careful too. But man, the reward. After a short break by the river, we turned south and followed the river to what looked like a few epic campsites and a potential water crossing, and we were not disappointed.
That goes over there.
Okay.
Water crossings. There's something romantic about crossing a river while overlanding. It's always a highlight and often separates one part of the journey from the other. It's been a long day in the saddle covering different terrain, and it's getting late. The perfect setup for a water crossing. You never know when you're going to come across a good river crossing. Make sure you have differential breather extensions, snorkels, and change your fluids often to prevent damage. I do all water crossings in 4 low, rear locker on, traction control off, and windows down. I leave my front locker off so I can steer dynamically, but ready to turn it on if I need help pulling out.
bike. Tell him to hurry up. So I told her that a couple minutes to go back there, and she took off running to get him.
All right, good morning, everybody. Hey, so we're just about done packing up. So, man, what an amazing camp spot this was. So, yeah, we're on the west side of the Waihe River. We made it over through that river crossing onto the east side. You know, and then found this spot. It's really secluded. It was there's a couple other campgrounds a little bit farther up this way, but then we found this spot here. So, yeah, so I think a little bit of change of plan. So instead of staying on the north or the west side of the Waihe River and headed north, we're actually going to stay on the east side and then get over to the Jordan craters. I've actually never seen those, so I'd like to get over there. It's not too far from here. We'll check those out, and then we'll just decide we're going to go north and check out a few things on the way to Leslie Gulch, or do we come back to the river crossing, get on the west side, and then head north. We'll see what we feel like, but absolutely amazing trip so far. Saw a bunch of stuff I never even dreamed that we had that here. So that was pretty epic, and then just finding these spots. So, you know, a little bit of shelf road action yesterday, and then you know, on the best campsite that we found in Oregon. You know, the difference, I was pushing mid-20s roll on this one, but everything was just more planted and firm. And over there on where we call the best campsite in Oregon, it's got the lava rocks. It's just all loose, and twice now we've been over there, and it's caused us issues with that. So yeah, you know, on camera you can only show so much. You try to capture it all. You know, trust me, that one's that's a tough route. You know, it's not fun being 25, 26, 20 degrees. You know, roll on a shelf road. But this one, the one we did yesterday, was much more stable. So anyway, I'm not sure we're going to have any more of those on the agenda, but we may. Depends on where we go. So we're going to head over to Jordan Craters, and we'll decide from there. All right, stick around, guys. All right, guys, so we just broke camp, and we are headed out to Jordan Craters. So we're going to go check those out. I've never actually been, so this will be my first time seeing that. And I think we're probably going to make our way, we'll stay on the east side of the Waihe River, and we'll make our way north up towards Leslie Gulch. There's a couple different routes. One follows this river all the way over to it. Another one goes to like all these hills and whatnot, and I think that might be what we actually do. It looks pretty interesting, but we'll see. I mean, it's nice rolling through this along the river too, though. Yeah, I think that's the thing about adventuring and exploring. You just go wherever you need to. You know, you got a rough idea, route plan, but you just go where the road takes you. It's always the best kind. All right, guys, so we're here at a Jordan crater, and yeah, I found, got the idea from Donald with the Soft Road in the West. You know, I think he filmed it probably like 5 years ago or something, and ever since then I wanted to get out here and see this. So, you know, and on that point, I hope these videos kind of give you guys some inspiration to come out and, you know, try to find these places yourselves. You know, not exactly given the route, you know, specifically or location specifically, but enough clues and kind of, if you guys follow along, you guys can have an idea where we're at, but inspire you guys to come out and make your own adventures. So yeah, for this one, thanks Donald from Off-Roading the West. 5 years ago when you filmed this, I finally got out here to see it for myself. So, and it's amazing as I thought it'd be. Pretty cool. We got a lot more in store though. It's been a great trip. All right guys, so we just left Jordan Craters, about 8 or 10 miles or so across this open country here. And now we just turned north, headed back towards Leslie Gulch and all that stuff there. So we're gonna come in sort of the back way, I guess. And yeah, it's just another 6 miles or so, then we should be in it. Got just one lone horse out here. I don't see anything else. This guy's all by himself. All right, guys. It was getting really fun. It was about to get more exciting. As soon as we were going to crest this hill, this last hilltop here, it was about to open up and just be epic. But private property here, and so it's got a locked gate. Can't go through it. So just got to roll with the punches. We're gonna get in there somehow, some way. There's other routes, and but you can see it right here. We're trying to get into that. You know, we were hoping to do it on this side though. So we'll backtrack. Go back down this, and then we'll try to get in somewhere over here. Just the way it goes. It's all part of the adventure, I suppose. It's amazing out here. You can see where the Jordan Craters, way out in the distance there. Keep on moving. I bet you $1 million that it's probably closed on the entrance. I guess you could probably say, 'cause it's definitely the back way. So I think we're gonna stick on this main road here, which I think we have a better chance of it actually going through. Yeah, this whole thing is epic. All right, guys. So this is probably the best chance of us getting down there. Looks like it's going to be a pretty gnarly shelf road here. I think I'm going to jump out and walk it real fast. All right, guys, so we have this little, this road here is going to go down. Looks like it's a little bit of a shelf road, but it looks like really well maintained. Don't see any issues for us. And this is, I think, the best bet. There was one more route over that we already passed, and I really wanted to do it. It looked really cool, but the chances of that one being closed on the Leslie Gulch side is pretty high. So this one looked like it'd be a better chance of being open, and with it being well maintained like that, I think it probably is. So we're gonna go down this one, and then you can see the Owyhee River right down there. right, guys, so we are down. We are now just cruising to the last little bit to the Owyhee River, and then there should be a road that we can take, and it goes all the way over to Leslie Gulch from here. So we'll see. But that was one of the best roads descents I've ever done. Rivals anything in Utah. That's epic. All right, guys, we're right up against the Owyhee River now. There was a T intersection, and then to the right was Leslie Gulch, and then we ended up taking a left. And just want to check out this area over here, and it's pretty neat. We got like, it looks like Painted Hills type stuff here. And it's Saturday, so Leslie Gulch is likely busy, and probably not a whole lot of folks come out this far though. Hold up. I was looking at you and I can't tell what's in front of me. Oh man. I was looking at Scott, and then all of a sudden I couldn't see the road. And this is right next to the river. Got wildlife all over. Got a small young buck. We've seen so much wildlife on this trip here. Wild horses, tons of deer, antelope. This would be the place to be in the summer, that is for sure. We're on another planet, dude. This is so amazing. All right, let's take a break. Let's take a break.
She thinks there's a duck and she's stalking it.
Alright guys, so yeah, pretty cool spot there, but it's a little too early in the day, so we're actually going to try to head into the Leslie Gulch area. I don't think we're going to camp there or anything like that, but we're going to try to go through there now, and it should look good with the sun going down, and then we'll probably pop out of there and go find some other BLM land to camp on. But yeah, just a little too early in the day to stop yet. All right, guys. So the route along the river is the river's too high, so we're not going to be able to get in there. It started getting really marshy. So that was there was like 3 different ways I was hoping to get into Leslie Gulch from, and one was ran into that private property. 2, I felt like we would probably run into private property, and it would have taken a lot of time to get down there. So it could have been open, but we didn't go that route. We decided to try to come here and try our chances with going along the river, thinking it was later in the season, but that didn't work out either. So we are likely not going to get over there this time, and that's all right. We've been there many times before. So But it would have been nice to get in there when the sun coming down. It would have looked epic coming out, and then we would have popped out and then found some BLM land to camp on. But anyway, so we're going to stay where we were just at the river here, and we're going to stay the night, and then we're going to get up really early and then go back up the way we came. I think it's going to be super epic with the sun rising, and so that's going to be the plan. And we're just going to chill and relax now. This is probably one of my. I would say this is probably my favorite overland trip that I've been on in quite a while. So even against Utah, even against Colorado, this one was up there. You got your buddy. We can finish each other's sentences. We know what each other's thinking. I can tell when he's quiet. He can tell when I'm quiet. He can tell when I'm excited. We really work well together when the adversity hits. So, what better place to experience this stuff with? So my advice is, man, find you a good trailmate. Preferably multiple ones, but you gotta have one. One ride or die guy. And it goes with the flow. It's just like just talk options, and then we go with whatever one we decide to, and we're both having the time of our lives. So, anyways, here we go. Have a whole herd of deer with us during camp. We'll be on the other side of this tree line here, and there's just there must be 2 dozen in here. There's so much wildlife out here. We've seen so much on this trip. Antelope, deer, horses, wild horses. Gonna go down just a little bit farther. I know, just see what's up over here. We're gonna have cow and deer pretty much the whole night. What are you doing? All right, guys, we're just about finished setting up camp. So what an amazing backdrop for a camp. We're right along this river here, the Owyhee River. And, it was one of those things where we were trying to get into Leslie Gulch. That was the goal, to get in there. Not necessarily to camp in there, but to get in there when the sun was coming down and then make our way through that. We thought it was going to make some epic shots and, just look great. So, tried the first one. It was private property, couldn't get through. There was a second one. My intuition and past experience told me that highly likely we would have got down, way down, probably some shelf roads and some sketchy stuff, and that it was probably going to be also a no pass through. So we elected to come down the third option, which seemed the most likely, and sure enough, we were able to get down. However, we were the road that parallels the Owyhee River. It just ended up being marshy, and the road was gone. So not getting in there. So anyway, so we backtrack. It's like a couple options here too. Go back up top. Camp with the big nice view, come back here to the river, which is what we elected to do. So for us, man, it's just about going with the flow, right? It's all about having an adventure. And we have these big areas, and I keep saying it. We got Leslie Gulch, we got Alvord Desert, we got the Steens, we have the Ochicos. There's all these kinds of big ticket places that you got to go see. However, around it, there's just so much more. This is easily 3 or 4 more trips back in this area just to scratch the surface. There's so much more to the north. I already was looking at 2 or 3 routes that I want to do. And then there's some other stuff on the other side of Leslie Gulch too, right? So yeah, for us, it's just go with the flow. I'm not sure. It just doesn't get any better than this, right? We're about as remote as you possibly can get. There was a plane, bush plane that landed here. That's how remote. If you're gonna come down here, you got to be in a bush plane. And I think he was actually gonna try to land right here on this dry beach here, but he ended up landing over there a little bit farther away. But so anyway, we're gonna have some steaks tonight. Filet mignon is what we're having tonight. Have a few drinks, and then we're gonna call it good. We're gonna wake up early before sunrise, and then we're gonna make our way back out the way we can. And I'm thinking with the sunrise coming up, that's gonna be epic. So for that, I think we're about to close it up for the evening, and maybe I'll catch you guys a little bit after we're having some dinner, or I'll catch you guys in the morning. All right. Another one in the books, my friends, and this one I'll remember for ages. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and it inspires you to get out here and find your own adventures. Over the past few months, going out on these adventures and making these videos has been an amazing creative outlet for me. But I keep asking myself, what am I truly getting out of this, and what is the purpose? As some of you know, I'm a veteran and spent a good portion of my adult life deploying to war-torn areas, and it certainly took a toll on me. But I've been able to work through most of those issues, and overlanding played a big part in that. I'm finishing the edit of this video the day after returning from an overland trip hosted by Team Overland, which is an organization aiming to help veterans reintegrate by sharing overland adventures, friendship, and camaraderie. This trip made a huge impact on me and stoked my desire to also help other veterans. It's time to pay it back and help others. I see it so clearly now. Stay tuned. There's certainly more to follow.